Every English learner has different strengths, needs, and experiences. Some students are just beginning to learn English, while others speak English socially, but they still need a little bit support more in the reading and the writing. And because of this, we always have to have them who know who needs those supports. For the beginning, I will use visual support, gestures, real objects, modeling graphic organizers, sentence frames. I'm always like, whenever we're going to start writing, I try to do my first sentence. That way they can learn and write it before, after me. And I would rapidly reduce the supports and encourage them to explain their thinking. And they always have a partner, so I feel like that partner in my classroom is very important. And it's also important to remember that learning English is different from having a learning disability. Okay, before referring an English learner for a special education, teachers always should be collecting data, monitor the progress, collaborate with the support staff, and make sure students have received an appropriate language instructions. As a teacher in the dual language, sometimes we see this a lot, like the kid does not understand sometimes in English, when we have someone to explain it in Spanish or in, well, my example is Spanish, they can do this. They can do math. They can do science. They can do social studies, and sometimes it's only the language that is the barrier. If an English learner has a disability, I will work closely with the special education, with the special ed teacher, and then we make a plan, make sure the student receives both languages supports and the accommodations list in the IP. So collaboration helps ensure the students receive the support needed to be successful. That way, supporting students emotionally is just as important as supporting them academically. Learning a new language can be stressful, very stressful, especially for students adjusting a new country, a school, or culture, and building positive relationships, celebrating their small successes, and encouraging students every day helps them to develop confidence. Clear classroom routines are also essential. I believe that routines should be taught through the modeling practice and repetition instead of assuming students are already knowing them. And it's something what we do at school. Every year we start again with the routines every day. The first day of the school, routines. And it's October, and then we had to go over again with the routines. Even with the genetics kids, not only with the ESL kids, we have to do this every time we come back from vacation. So our recess, a 3-day weekend or something like that, routines are essential for everything. So visual schedules, predictable pressures, and clear expectations help students to understand what have to do and what is going to be our learning. And another thing we have to talk about is home, school, and connections. Families are not the greatest resource teachers have sometimes. Parents know their teachers. Families are one of the greatest resource teachers we have. Parents know what is their strengths, which one is going to be their traditions, what they like, what they don't like. And this is often called fountains of knowledge. Every family has an important experiences that teachers can build upon. Learning about students' hobbies, family, and traditions, occupations, and daily experiences help lessons more meaningful and engaging. Building relationships with the family should happen through the school year, at the beginning of the year. We have a meeting at the beginning of the year, open house, and then we have In October, the first 9 weeks, whenever it's over, we do another meeting, and then we do another meeting like in December, January. Teachers, it's very, very important to communicate very often with the parents. And you can do emails, you can do phone calls, you can do those meetings. I believe the schools should communicate in families and the preferred language so parents fully understand important information and feel comfortable participating in their child's education too. I will also invite families to participate in the classroom activities. For example, if we have a family member could share a tradition recipe, explaining a cultural celebration, read a story, or teach students about a family tradition. Other experiences help students feel proud of their identity, while teaching classmates appreciate their work. In conclusion, I feel like supporting English learners means much more than teaching English. It means recognizing every student's strengths with respect, with value, and building a positive relationship with both, not only with the students and families. When it's, I feel when the teacher's great, welcoming classroom, and use all the culture really response practices and work together with families and the community, English learners become more confident, engaged, and success. Every student deserves to feel respect, included, and capable to learning. By focusing on students' strengths instead of their challenge, we help them to grow academically, socially, and emotionally, while preparing them for the future success. Thank you for listening.